This remote Japan experience brings us to game shops. This is such a popular topic with an endless number of possibilities, but I'm going to keep this video short and streamlined, so I'm going to talk about two main types. There are your chain stores or big box stores, as well as one-off shops. Both of these are guaranteed to give you endless hours of geek out fun. A couple of more notable chain stores are Geo and Sofmap. The big box stores are Yodabashi Camera and its rival Bic Camera. These last two mostly deal in current consoles and the associated software. The one-off shops, however, deal mostly with used games. Used games is a big business in Japan, and it's kind of like Toyotas in the US, where they usually keep their value as long as everything is kept in good nick. And when I say everything, that means everything. Not just the disc or cartridge and the case it comes in, but also the connected literature, and especially if there's a box. Don't get me started on the box fetish going on here. If you're selling anything that's slightly decreased, discolored, or dog-eared, that will reduce the value, no matter the state or the rarity of the item. Boxes are a big thing in Japan. The smaller, non-chain shops, as you'll see in the tour through this shop here, are more actually like museums than shops. The only difference here is that you can buy what you're looking at. These places are great for finding all that old stuff that brings back all the nostalgia, whether it's a Dreamcast, game and systems, the Neo Geo, the Famicom, which is the NES in the US, any of the assorted peripherals that you can remember from that old Nintendo Power magazine that you flipped through back in the 1980s. They've got it. If handheld games are your thing, you can find Game & Watch, Game Gear, Wonder Swan, the original Game Boy Brick, all the way up to the newest editions of the 3DS. The only downside of these shops are their size. Most of them are quite cramped, so it's kind of hard to maneuver and get into where you're going next. But as you can see, these shops sell just about everything. DVDs, figures, manga, CDs, posters, books, plates, cups, anything with a character on it or game related, you can find them here. So, if you're planning to come into a place like this, you better clear a good hour off of your schedule just to enjoy what's going on in this place. In fact, you better make it 2. If tight places really isn't your thing, then head on over to the big box stores. They often cover an entire floor of a building, especially in Tokyo. These places are popular for new releases, and it's not uncommon to see people lined up around the block waiting for that new game to be released. In fact, that's pretty much all these big shops have going for it, because you're going to pay the premium price. The only exception is if you've saved up points on those famous point cards. Whatever you need, they've got it here. They've even got guidebooks. Yes, that's still a thing here in Japan. Guidebooks. And lastly, we have places like Book Off, or even the often laughed at Hard Off, which offer only used items. But don't worry about this, because the Japanese tend to take great care of their games and hardware. So even though it's used, it's going to reach your hands looking just as good as new. So shops like these and the one-off shops are wonderful places to find that really hard to find game or accessory that has been discontinued for years. Look hard enough and you'll find it here. That brings us to the end of this remote Japan experience of Japanese game shops. Thanks for coming along on this little tour. If there's anything I've missed or anything else you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more remote Japan experiences, hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell. Also, leave a comment. Drop some ideas on what you'd like to see in future videos. See you on the next Remote Japan Experience.